aim for 1 sheet per month, and then keep chipping away at it until you might have to get right down to 1 sheet per meal. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Tip number 4. I want you to check out that remember that this is a spiritual problem. It has physical underpinnings, but this is a spiritual problem. This is a mind game. This is a head game. And so I want you to do the following. I want you to remember the SMART goals. S stands for I want you to seek support and share your program. Seek support and share. Now, share, I put an underline under that because many of you don't share your programs, and I know who you are. And the reason why you don't share is because you don't want anyone to know, number one, that you are in a program. You want people to think you're just doing this on your own and you're just making some changes. Why would you do that? Because you don't want anyone to hold you accountable. You say, just like everybody else, you went into a weight loss program and you failed. And so you pretend as if you were doing this on your own. That's why you're not sharing. Another reason why you're not sharing is because you don't want to be bothered. You don't want anyone to come back to you and say and use you like a coach and bug you. So to that, I'm going to say Serenity SMART goals. SMART. The S stands for seek, support, and share. Number 2, meditate. The M stands for meditate and pray. Please get up earlier than you usually do. Give yourself at least 20 minutes in the prayer closet. If you don't have one, start one. Set one up. Clear out some of those clothes and sit down in your closet. If it's not big enough, and some of you may not have one big enough, use your bathroom. Spruce it up a little bit and sit down on the floor. Give yourself 20 minutes of quiet time, meditate, and or pray, whatever term you choose. The A stands for attitude of gratitude. I want all of you to get a prayer journal, a gratitude journal, and I want you to commit to writing in it once a week. I happen to like Sunday mornings before I go to church service because then I have my gratitude statements fresh in my mind, and I actually kind of almost symbolically lay them on the altar. So I want you to write down everything you are grateful for at least once per week. And on that list should be however much weight you have lost, you have released. We don't use the word lost, we use the word released, because if you lose something, I assure you, you will find it. Okay? The R stands for reward your success. If you do one sheet per day on Thanksgiving, give yourself, or if you meet your weight loss goal that you've given me, if you said, Michelle, I want to lose 2 more pounds by Saturday, and you meet that, or I want to leave on Monday at 130 or 168, which one lady just did, by the way, because she had a cruise today, and she did meet that goal, give yourself a reward. Don't you dare make your reward food. Never, never, never do that. Your reward is always, we're right back to tip number, I believe it was number 2. Your reward should be activity. Okay? It could be something like get your nails done. Maybe you've been looking at some makeup that's been offered on QVC or on an infomercial that really looks really nice. For example, one of my treats recently was luminescence. It was the spray makeup. I really, really got intrigued by that spray actress makeup, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. So that was my reward. It's only like $19.95, I believe. So your reward is an activity or a thing, never a food item. Practice transparency for me. Be more open about who you are, team. The T in SMART goals stands for practice transparency. Be more authentic. Be more of who you are. For example, we had a series recently on Black women in crises, and it was on the radio. It was a 2-part series where we had a lady who testified that she not only had tried suicide multiple times since she was age of 9, her mother had too. They obviously are still here. Both mom and daughter are still here. The daughter was on the line with me talking. However, transparency was me also sharing, something. I know how you felt. I've been that low. And that's what allowed her to feel free to start talking. Some of y'all just got so many things in your closet. Shh. You don't want nobody to know nothing about you. If I can say that on a broadcast, surely you can be honest about how much you weigh. Some of y'all are not even honest about what you weigh. Everything is confidential. It's not that it's confidential. It's that you just don't want to deal with it. It's a form of denial. And I want to just ask to make sure, can my co-host, Debbie, are you out there in TV land, and can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
Great, thank you. Now, I'm going to finish up 2 more tips. Actually, it's actually just, tell you what, let me do 1 more, and then I want you to go ahead and just ask me anything, and we're going to open up the lines, okay? So hang on. Let me just finish up this last, looks like I have 2 more. Everyone, just remember, there's never a reason for gluttony. Come on now. The name by definition, Thanksgiving. So now remember we have gratitude journals that we're going to start. Go ahead and buy yourself a cheap notebook, and let's make Thanksgiving what it's really about. If you kind of get that straight, we're not saying, I don't want to get deep on you, don't go in there, with a clergy gown on and act like you can't even laugh and watch something kooky on TV. No, don't get deep. But please remember, it's just one day, and it's supposed to be about Thanksgiving. And so you just might want to think about, rather than what you are going to eat, had it ever occurred to you about what you might give to someone else to eat? See how different things change, how things are when we switch gears just for a moment, and then all of a sudden you're not sitting at the table falling asleep because you've been gluttonous. Totally different ball game when you're thinking about, what can I give to someone else so that they can eat too? And the last thing is, for sure, Thanksgiving is about giving thanks. We've already covered that, but I really would suggest that you, when you go into your family and you go when they come to you and they say, why are you eating that way? How come you didn't have any of this? You know what I want you to do? Tell them my nutritionist is a pain in the behind. She's been all over my behind this week. Put it on me, guys, okay? Put it on me. Just make me say, she's been on my case. She told me I better not do more than 2 cheats today. Or keep it light. Don't get all lofty and holier than thou. But put it on me. Make a joke out of it. And lastly, I want to warn all of you, I will be doing spot checks where I'll be sending you a text saying, hi, happy Thanksgiving. Send me a picture of your meal now. And I want you to click and eat. That'll help keep it light, and that'll help your guest to go, who's that? What are you doing? Oh, I told you my nutritionist was on my case. I told you. She wanted to know what I was getting ready to eat. They're going to go, daggone, she's rough. And that way, when you start saying no to things, nobody will blame you and look at you cockeyed. They'll put it all on the mean old bad nutritionist. But they will admire your discipline. Okay, with that said, Debbie, my friend and colleague and co-host, tell me, do I need to clean anything up or anything unclear?
No, and I just wanted to say that I appreciate the fact that you added tip number 3 because you're aware that people are going to cheat, so this gives them sort of an out or help with their cheat.
Sure.
So they don't have to feel guilty for cheating on the weight loss plan.
Sure. Go to Facebook. Debbie, I know you're not as active as some people are. A lot of you are not into it, and I get that. But, you're going to see a recipe there that's probably going to shock you with a nice sweet potato souffle topped with pecan pieces. That's paleo. That's a paleo meal. Go right ahead. Don't get deep, spiritually deep on us, okay? And that's what you're talking about, Debbie, right? You just want permission to I guess in some ways, be normal, right?
Yes, for a day. Can you make the souffle
sure.
without the peanuts? Because my family has peanut allergies.
Oh, good. That's fine. Don't leave them off. The recipe is on Facebook Serenity Weight Loss page. It's only a day or two ago, so it's not that far down.
Okay.
And it's pecans. Just leave them off. Now, my family is a pecan fanatic, and so my family love them, and so they're on. But it's only like a tablespoon of honey in the whole recipe. The rest of it is just. It's wonderful, and it can also be used, everyone, like sweet potatoes. And then if you want to make the same thing a dessert, go ahead and get some yogurt is not technically paleo, but get some almond vanilla yogurt, vanilla almond yogurt, and put it on top of the warm sweet potato. Now you got dessert, just like that. Especially if you, unlike Debbie, you can use the nuts. Now you got a wonderful dessert. So be creative, everyone. Turn those meal replacement smoothies into a dessert. Again, we're going to post some dessert smoothies for you, okay? Something else I want to say. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure, see if anyone else has any questions and bring them in. And, Debbie, you can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, if anyone with a question, please go right ahead. I think you're unmuted now. Did you hear that announcement?
Yes. This is Denise.
Okay, wonderful.
Regarding the goji juice, where do we purchase that? Online?
Okay, wonderful question. It's going to be goji powder, not the berries. You will see freeze-dried berries. I don't want the berries unless you are someone who's just here for detox, meaning you're not here for weight loss at all, okay? You may go to Amazon.com. They carry it. Okay. Goji berry powder is hard to find, and so I would just go to Amazon.com. If you don't have an Amazon.com account, Serenity has one. And we'll just order through our account and ship direct to you. Okay. You can just send me a text and say, go ahead and order my goji berry powder. Okay?
But you can go to Amazon.com and just make sure.
If you have your own account,
yes.
Go right ahead and go to Amazon.com. The link, by the way, for the brand that we like is right in your manual. That is an Amazon.com link in your manual.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sure. Anyone else? Now, don't be shy, team, about the broadcast. I know it can be a little unnerving sometimes, but people are listening to our broadcast. They love what we do, but this time is for you. And the other thing is you will have a link. You'll be able to hear the broadcast again. So it'll be going out tomorrow. If you have any questions, now is the time, or we are going to close it out. We are now going to keep it to a tight 30 minutes or so. You're okay, everyone?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Let me add one more thing. Make sure, and I forgot this. Thanksgiving dinner tends to be late, because everyone's chit-chatting, and, it's a lot to cook. Many times the cook is just not ready. I want all of you, this is a very important tip, remember your feeding times. my feeding times that I like to tell everyone to